Every single day, tens of thousands of travelers lose their luggage and most never see it again. You think it won't happen to you. You checked the tag, you zipped everything tight, you even arrived early. But none of that matters when your bag is sent to the wrong city, loaded onto the wrong plane, or flagged and pulled for inspection without your knowledge. They'll tell you it was the weather, a misscan, a clerical error. But the truth is, most of it is preventable, and the systems in place aren't designed to protect you, they're designed to protect them. Airlines lose a bag every second, and when they do, you're left with the consequences. Missed meetings, ruined vacations, medication that never arrives, gifts that never get delivered. And still, no one warns you. So in the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna walk you through 10 battle-tested luggage hacks that frequent flyers, airport staff, and aviation insiders already use. Quietly, consistently, and without waiting for permission. These aren't gimmicks, they're strategies. And once you learn them, you'll never check in the same way again. If even one of these tips could save your vacation, your camera, or your grandmother's gift, then you already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Or don't. And when your bag goes missing next trip, just drop your sob story in the comments. We'll try not to say we told you so. Let's start with something no airline will ever suggest, because it gives you control when their system fails. Most travelers rely on flimsy tags dangling off their handles, trusting that a $900 billion industry won't lose a 3-inch label. But when baggage gets tossed, dragged, crammed, or soaked, those tags tear off without a trace. And once it's gone, so is your name, your flight, your city. That's why the smart traveler always builds a second identity, an internal one. A sealed plastic card tucked inside your bag with your name, number, email, and destination address. Not tapes, not handwritten, not an afterthought. Think of it as your luggage's secret identity. Quiet, durable, always in place when everything else goes wrong. It takes 30 seconds. The alternative is 3 days in lost and found purgatory, explaining your wardrobe to someone who's already 10 forms behind. Now imagine this. Your suitcase is on the scale, the agent is waiting, and you sit on it just to get the zipper shut. That's not strategy, it's sabotage. Overpacked bags are a red flag for TSA, a nightmare when opened, and a disaster waiting to explode mid-transfer. The zipper gives, the contents scatter, your vacation starts with strangers holding up your underwear. That's why the 80% rule matters. Always leave 20% of your suitcase empty. Space for air, room for a recheck, flexibility for last-minute additions. You're not trying to win a packing contest, you're trying to keep your bag in one piece. And bonus, TSA is less likely to dig through something that looks sorted, not stuffed. You'll thank yourself when you've got room for souvenirs and nothing inside shows it flagged. But even if you pack light and label right, your bag still has one final job: survival. On the conveyor belt, in the cargo hold, through the rain and baggage crush, your suitcase is in a fight, whether you're ready or not. And the truth? Soft luggage rarely wins. It absorbs water, it tears under weight, it invites death because it's easy to cut. The fix isn't fancy, it's tactical. A polycarbonate hard shell fitted with a TSA-approved lock and sealed with a water-resistant zipper. Durable, tight, built for impact. Here's a hint. Even seasoned baggage handlers use hard shells when they fly. They know what happens behind the scenes. And when you've got 6,000 bags stacked in motion, soft luggage is like bringing a pillow to a bar fight. You could fly your whole life and never need this until one moment changes everything. Hit subscribe now while your bag is still safe. Most travelers still don't realize that using the wrong lock doesn't just get it cut off, it opens a door to everything else going wrong. When TSA sees a non-approved lock, they have one option: snip it. After that, your bag's unsecured for the rest of the trip, and every handler who touches it knows. The fix? TSA-approved combination locks. Not keyed, keys get lost and you don't want to be stuck in a hotel room prying open your own suitcase. A simple switch gives you protection that won't get removed mid-route. And if that lock goes missing, you'll know it didn't fall off by accident. But locks alone aren't enough, because here's what baggage thieves know that most travelers don't. Most zippers can't be popped open with just a ballpoint pen. You won't even see the damage unless you know to look. That's where bright-colored zip ties come in. Not only do they make your bag instantly recognizable, but they act as tamper evidence. Someone opens it, and the missing tie tells you before anything else does. And if you're wondering how to get them off later, nail clippers in your carry-on do the job clean. It's a $2 upgrade that turns your zippers into a warning system. And even with all that, there's still one brutal truth. Airlines lose track of luggage all the time, and when it happens, they rarely admit it. That's why pros don't just tag their bags, they track them. AirTags, tile, GPS, tucked deep inside the lining. Now you're not relying on vague desk answers and backroom calls. You can pull up a map and say, my bag's still in Denver behind gate 34. Some credit cards will even cover the cost of the tracker. And if you've ever been lied to about where your suitcase went, this is how you make sure it never happens again. Still not subscribed? That's fine. But if your luggage vanishes and you could have known this, we're all waiting for you in the comments. Go ahead, vent.
If your bag disappears in an airport today, there's a 40% chance the airline won't even know what it looks like. They'll ask for a description, and when you say black suitcase with wheels, they'll nod politely, then start guessing. That's how bags end up in the wrong city or on the wrong continent, labeled as unknown. So here's what frequent flyers do instead. They build a digital dossier, not just a photo of the bag, every angle, the brand name, the serial number, and yes, even the packed contents laid out before closing the lid. Then it's uploaded to the cloud, not just stored on your phone. If that bag vanishes or gets tampered with, you have visual proof for the airline, the police, or your insurance. It's like showing up to a courtroom with evidence while everyone else shows up with vague memories. But that only works if you keep your claim check. It's that small sticker they hand you when you check in, and the only way to match you to your bag in the airline system. Most people toss it or lose it in a pocket with old gum wrappers, but that little code ties your name to the bag's full scan history, when it was loaded, transferred, delayed, or dropped. Smart travelers snap a photo and email it to themselves with the subject Travel Docs. Some even print it for international trips. If anything goes sideways, it's the one piece of data that can cut through red tape in seconds. Still, none of that protects you financially because the airline's payout is limited and the fine print is worse than most realize. Even if they admit fault, the cap on lost baggage compensation is usually around $3,500, but in practice, it's often less, especially if you can't itemize everything that was inside. That's where dedicated baggage insurance or premium credit card benefits come in. Book your flight with the right card or buy standalone coverage at least 24 hours before departure, and the reimbursement process becomes faster, simpler, and more generous. Most people assume they're automatically protected. They're not until they plan ahead like this. They say your bag is your responsibility until it hits the belt, but what they don't tell you is this: the airline is tracking it the entire way. Most passengers just never check. Right now, more than 80% of travelers don't use the free bag tracking built into the app of the airline they're flying. It's already there. All you have to do is download the app, log into your reservation, and activate the feature labeled Track My Bags. Within seconds, the system links your boarding pass to every scan your bag goes through. Check-in, sorting, loading, transfer. The second something goes off schedule, you're notified. And here's where it turns into a power move. If your bag gets delayed, you don't have to wait in a line of frustrated passengers at the carousel. You can file a claim from the plane before the cabin doors even open. That's how seasoned travelers get to the counter with answers, not questions. No arguing, no guessing, no forms filled in a rush. Just facts the airline can't ignore. There are two kinds of travelers, the ones who prepare and the ones who panic. You already know which one gets left behind when systems fail. If this video gave you even one tool you didn't have before, hit that like button. If you never want to lose your bag again, or at least want to know exactly what to do when it happens, subscribe. We're building a community of informed travelers, the kind who don't just follow the rules, they understand the system. Still watching and haven't subscribed? Let's hear your reason in the comments. We'll wait. We just walked through 10 hacks airlines would rather you never learn. But the truth is, baggage isn't the only thing at risk in 2025. In the next episode, we'll reveal 9 everyday items now banned on flights. Items TSA agents are confiscating without warning, even from seasoned flyers. No announcement, no sign, just gone. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being the kind of traveler who takes preparation seriously. Your trip doesn't begin at takeoff, it begins with what you know.